Welcome back, my dear students. In this presentation here, I wanted to give you a little overview on what we're doing here in this course. We're going to start with the object-oriented programming fundamentals. Some of you are coming from procedural PHP, actually most of you. So you need the fundamentals. You need to understand exactly how we do things in object-oriented programming, okay? How we start doing the basics. The next thing is that we're going to be jumping right into a project. The best way to learn anything, especially in technology, is to start doing it. All right, you start using your mind a lot more when you get into problems and you're trying to resolve them, right? So we jump into this project. We're gonna build this photo gallery system. It's gonna be a content management system. We're gonna, of course, um, save a lot of pictures in there, and we're gonna do a lot of things. And I already gave you a description and showed you exactly what we're doing in the introduction video, so you know that we don't have to go over that. Then we're gonna have these sections here for adding extra features. All right, I think it's very important once we're done with the project to get some feedback from you guys. You can send me emails at support@edwindiaz.com, and send me some private messages, and just suggest some features that you might want to see in the course, and I write it down, and if it meets my criteria, then I will add it to the course. So there's always that option, and I'm always thinking, what else can I add to the gallery system that will or to any of my courses that will teach my students more. So keep in mind that I always have you in mind. All right, so this is what we're going to be doing in this course. Thank you so much for watching my lectures. Thank you so much for joining my course. See you in the next lectures. Welcome back, my dear student. In this lecture here, I'm just going to review some of the co-editors that I use and that I recommend all the time for my students. Now, keep in mind that if you already have your co-editor that you use to code either PHP, JavaScript, or whatever you code, that is fine. You don't need to switch co-editors to follow along with me. All you need is any co-editor that you are able to put text in there, all right? Basically, it really doesn't matter. For me, as long as you can code in your co-editor, you're good to go. This lecture is just to recommend you some of the co-editors that I think are really good at this moment that I'm recording this video. So the first one is brackets.io. You go to that website there and you can find it. You can download it. It's free. I believe Adobe makes it. And it has a really cool interface, a whole bunch of cool features, a lot of plugins. You can look at your web page and code at the same time. It has a preview window. I have it right here installed. You can see the icon right there. I have also Sublime Text. All right. And this one is the one that I'm going to be using for this course. And I use it for some of my other courses too. But I also use brackets because a lot of people download brackets because it's free. All right, so Blind Text has a price tag at this moment of $70. Maybe they'll put down the price later on, but right now it's $70. What is so good about Sublime Text? Well, it has a lot more plugins than brackets. It's a more professional co-editor. This is when people really get really professional. But again, you don't need a complicated co-editor to code. All you need is a text editor. Anywhere you can write text, even Notepad. I don't recommend it because I don't recommend Notepad from Windows because it's really not a versatile, it's not flexible co-editor that will show you highlighting syntax. It will show you when you make mistakes. I mean, these co-editors are really advanced and they will show you when you make a mistake. All right, so it's just gonna help you write code a lot better. All right, so you got the free one, brackets here. Sublime Text has a price tag. I also recommend Text Wrangler for Mac users. Oh, by the way, brackets, it's available for Windows, Linux, and I believe and Mac users for sure. All right, so it's available in different platforms. Sublime Text, the same thing with Sublime Text. Text Wrangler is only for Macintosh users. All right, and Coda is for Mac users, I believe. All right, so you're welcome to check it out. Let me just go back here. All right, and you can just read on it and it will show you exactly everything you need. All right, so it does have a price tag, and it's actually one of the coolest co-editors out there. All right, it's just for me, it's just a lot of features. All right, I like something simple that I can just see the code and just write it down, and that's it. All right, I don't like complicating myself too much. I already have to think a lot when I'm writing, so why should I think about other things, right? But anyway, so these are the co-editors that I recommend. You're welcome to use any co-editor you want. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to support you. Thank you again, and see you in the lectures. To run PHP and to run databases in your computer usually is done with a server. Now, luckily for us, there is a solution out there, which is a software, actually many different types of softwares that will act like servers. So we download that software, we install it in our computer, and we can run PHP and we can run databases. And that software will act like it's a server. Now, it doesn't change anything on your computer. It just helps you run PHP and databases in it. So let me show you what software I'm talking about right now. So first of all, there are many different types of softwares, but we are going to be downloading only one. And this one is called XAMPP. Why we are downloading this? Because XAMPP is actually, well, they are saying they are the most popular PHP development environment. And I have to kind of agree. XAMPP is very popular. Now, when you come to this screen here, you're going to have a button here for Windows, for Linux, and for Mac OS, unless they change it later on in the future. Depending on your operating system, you're going to click on one of these buttons here. If I'm in a Mac right now, so I'm just going to click on the Mac button, and this will download a file for me automatically. So I'm going to wait for it. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So this is going to start downloading to my favorite directory in my computer, probably downloads, the download folder. And when this finishes downloading, and this goes for Linux and Windows machines too, it will do the same. If it doesn't do that, if it doesn't download automatically, just click on the here. It will take you to another site and it will do it automatically again. All right. When this finishes downloading, just click on it and install the program like install any program in your machine. Just like any program, just install it, follow the directions, and everything is default. I repeat, every option that you choose on that program, just choose it as default. You're going to click OK or you're going to click Next, whatever you need to install the program. Once you install the program, it should open up something called the Control Manager. If it doesn't open it up, then I'll show you how to open it up right now. But once this finishes downloading, let me just cancel this one because I already have the program. So once this finishes downloading, you are going to have something like this. This is exactly the same thing that Windows is going to have unless they change it. If you're on Windows, you're going to have a control panel and you are going to have this in your programs and then in a folder called XAMPP. All right, so that's where you will find it. Now, if it doesn't open automatically, again, go to that folder XAMPP and then click on that control panel file that you have there, and you should open this up. When you open this up, then just click Start and Start for Apache and MySQL, and you're good to go. For Mac users, you're going to have something like this. Let me see if I can get it. I'm going to show all windows and right here. So you are going to have something like this. It's going to welcome you. And we're going to go to Manage Servers. And then here, the same thing as we did with Windows. You just turn it on. Click on this file on Apache. Start. MySQL. Start. Of course, mine, the Start button here is grayed out. And that's because it's running. So once you start up MySQL database and Apache, let me just click no here and minimize this. You're going to go to your browser and you're going to type localhost. When you do this and you see this window here, then your installation is good. All right, then you successfully install XAMPP on your system. If it's not, then you uninstall the program again and try installing it again. If you still have a problem, contact me and I will help you out as much as I can. For Mac users, you will find this program, Control Panel, all right, on your Launchpad somewhere. So if you go to your Launchpad right here, you can click on Manager-OSS and it will open up for you. If it doesn't do that, go to applications right here, my Finder, my Windows there, applications, go to your XAMPP folder, go to Manager OS, and just click on it, and then it should open it up. All right, it doesn't open up for me because I already have it here. For some reason, once I minimize it, it doesn't want to come back up. But you saw what I did. I went here and I right clicked on it and show all windows, and I was able to get it back there. Okay, right, so this is all we need to have that running. And again, go to your local host there on your browser, and that should be proof enough that we installed the software successfully. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Take care. All right, welcome back, my dear students. In this lecture here, I'm going to show you how to turn on errors on PHP. So that way, when you get some type of error in your code, you can see it. You can see exactly where it is. All right. Some of you should have this by default, but I have found out that for some reason, some of you don't have this turned on. So what we need to do is go to your local host. All right. Some of you are going to get redirected to. Let me see where I have mine. You're gonna get redirected to this page right here. I'm using MAMP, by the way, actually XAMPP. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm gonna go to my PHP info right here. All right, if you don't have this screen here and you're using some other software like MAMP or WAMP or something like that, what you need to do is create a file, and I'll show you right now. Let me just open my editor, and I'll show you what you need to do. All right, actually, let me see if I can use a temporary folder so that I can show you. I'm creating a folder here. I'm just gonna dump it in here. I'm gonna show you how I do this. So I created this folder called example in my htdocs. Okay, so make sure that you know what your htdocs is. Okay, so right here I'm going to create a file. I'm going to call this, I can call this whatever I want. I'm just going to call it test.php. All right, I'm going to open my PHP tags, and I'm just going to put a function called PHP info right here. This is a predefined function that PHP provides for us to check to see our servers, right? So I'm going to go to my local host, and like I said, some of you are going to get redirected, so make sure that you put your local host, the file, the folder name, and the file name, right, for your path, and then enter. And this is going to take you to your server information. Here, all right, there are a couple things that you need to be aware of. First is to display the error. So I'm going to do Command F or Control F, depending on the operating system you are, to search on my browser for display underscore errors. Okay, make sure that this is on your system. I'm just gonna make sure that it's big so you can see it. All right, make sure that it's on. All right, if it's not on, what you need to do is you need to go to your htdocs. Let me use actually to your, it's not htdocs actually, it's to your applications, wherever you have your XAMPP folder on. Mine, well, some of you have MAMP or WAMP, but what you need to find is your php.ini file. All right, mine is going to be in etc. and right here. All right, so find out, depending on your development environment, where your php.ini is, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it to my editor. All right, and I'm going to search right here. So I'm going to use my search feature for my editor. I'm going to go and find, and I can just do Command F or Control F. And I'm going to find display underscore, and you can see when I click find, it says right now that it is on. All right, so make sure that it is on. If it's off, change it to on. All right, you see this, it says error displaying right here. All right, so make sure that your display errors are on. Let me see if we can find another one. Right here is another one. Make sure that this is on. And you can see right now, if you put a semicolon here, this is not going to work. It's going to comment this out. So make sure that you have that is like this. So I don't have any more display errors, only this. And this is not the one that is actually working. It's this one here for me, this one. All right, so then when you save it, Command F S or Control S, then what you need to do is you need to restart your server. So in my case, let me see if I can get this out and show it to you. Wherever that is, a control manager. I don't know what mine is. Let me just see if I can find it somewhere here. All right, I'm gonna do it the hard way then. Right here. Should find it somewhere. So what you need to do is you need to find your control manager. For some reason I can't find mine. I don't know where it is. Actually right here. I'm sorry about that. Right here. There we go. So find your control manager, all right, on whatever software you're on, and start these services. Stop them if you have them running, and then restart. Okay. So restart your services, your MySQL and your Apache, and then those functionalities will be on. And make sure that you come back to your file here. Make sure that they are on. All right. So every time you update your PHP.ini, you need to go back and restart your servers, and then everything will be working. All right. So also another thing that we will be using is called output underscore buffering here. I just wanted to point that out, and my value is 496. So again, you can go to your PHP.ini and search for output buffering. As you can see right here, I have it on already, searching for it. Find, and you can see that mine right here is 496. Make sure you save it and restart your servers. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out, and good luck. I'll see you in the lectures. Take care.